In a world where hopium and common sense collide, starring the CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader. Welcome to Debate Crypto. Crypto fam, it's your boys, CryptoKeeper and BlockchainCrusader, and we got a big night tonight. We've got CryptoFace and Parabolic Signals, the bull versus the bear. Gentlemen, how are we doing? Face, how are we doing?
I'm good, man. I wish I feel like you guys scheduled me to be the bear. I feel like you guys are setting me up the day after, a pump. But it's all good. It's all good, I actually would draw. I actually cancel. I actually cancel.
I said, Miguel, that freaking CryptoFace guy, he pissed me off the other day. So now that we've had a pump, let's get him in here and let's give him hell. I
like bears in general because they tend to be like older, successful, like they've seen stuff. Like I find that overall just bear people tend to have like already made it. And so I don't know, so let's do it. Bitcoin to zero. Fuck it. Oh, I'm sorry.
Parabolic, how you doing, bro?
Good, brothers. How are you guys?
Good, man.
Good. You guys, I hope you guys are bringing the heat tonight, right? It's gonna be wild. We've been super hyped about this debate, right? Bulls versus bears. So I hope you guys, put the work in, set up your arguments because it's gonna get hot, guys. It's gonna get hot.
So, Crypto fam, if this is your first time here, make sure that you guys subscribe and then do what you know to do, and that is smash up the likes. Let's blow up the chat tonight, guys. Just as a reminder, if you're in the chat, nothing personal, right? Let's have fun. Let you guys can get wild. We can blow the chat up. Just please, I'm asking you nicely. Nothing personal. We would really appreciate that. Let me go over quickly the rules, and then I have a little something that I want to ask Miguelito. I was just thinking about. So the rules, right? We are going to do a 2-minute. So we're going to give a question, and we'll start with either Parabolic or Face, and we'll start with one of them, and we'll give them 2 minutes to answer the question. Then the other person will have 2 minutes to basically come back, and then they will each have 1 minute to rebut, okay, on like basically one more like comeback on that, okay? I will tell you in advance, we want to be decently strict on the time, but if somebody needs a little bit of extra time, obviously we're not here to bust heads like that. So as you guys know, or maybe you didn't know, Parabolic is going to be the bull tonight, and CryptoFace is going to be the bear. And here the debate is bull versus bear for 2022. Okay, so I just told you the rules, but let me just stop real quick. Miguelito, you are the perma bear, right? Or I mean the perma bull. You are the perma bull, right? I just said perma bear. You are the perma bull. Yeah. I would like to propose a little something.
What you got?
I am thinking. Let's see how many people we got in the chat right now.
We got 179 people.
179 people.
206 people just jumped.
Okay, we got 206 people in here.
What are you scheming over there, bro? What are you scheming over there? I see you doing this.
I'm feeling squirrely, bro. I'll bet you an ETH that on CryptoFace on the bear.
You're gonna bet me an ETH?
Yeah.
On CryptoFace? What? He's gonna win the debate?
Yeah. So I'll be on Face, and you can be on Parabolic, and then at the end we can do a little tally.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Are we gonna do a little poll? You guys gonna do a little poll for the? We can do a little charity too. We can do a little like charity for the soldiers too. You know what I'm saying, or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
I'll just add as a condition, if Face loses and you're on his side, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna bust your balls about being paper hands for the rest of the year.
You already do anyway, so cool. Let's get it, guys.
Just as a
reminder before we get started, also, we are going to be answering questions from within the chat. So basically, we're going to go our questions, have the guys back and forth answer. Then we're going to toss in a question that we see within the chat. So we do want the chat to be interactive, guys. So make sure that we keep that popping. We do have super chats on, just letting you guys know. If you want to make sure that we see it, we will do our best to get to everybody. Yeah.
Parabolic, dude, I got an ETH writing on you. Don't let me down, bro. I got an ETH writing on you.
Hey, it's a good thing I bought these ETH. It's a good thing I bought these ETH cheap, but I want to tell you, CryptoFace, don't let me down, bro, because they're not cheap now. Okay.
And I do want to just say one more thing for the chat. Yes, let's keep it professional, right? Nick already covered this, but let's one more time. Let's keep it professional. Nothing personal. Any of the content creators here talking about their personal views on the market. Let's keep it cool, right? It's about a healthy debate, talking both sides of an argument. There's no reason for personal attacks. So let's keep it clean in the chat, but let's bring the heat.
Yeah, so right off the bat, we just want a 30-second. This is going to be the only thing before we actually get into the debate portion. I just want a 30-second from each of you. We'll start off with you, Parabolic. Give me 30 seconds as to why, briefly, you are bullish. Just a 30-second blurb on it.
Well, I measure time cycles, and the time cycles, help me correlate the markets. If you look at Bitcoin, it's been sitting in a range, consolidation range, and this has a lot to do with maybe a little bit of on-chain, a little bit of technicals, a little bit of turning points that I see coming in the market that need to move forward. Could there be a failure to the downside on the fractals? Yeah, it can go down, but I'll tell you right now, that is not my sentiment right now. I'm temporarily bullish. I do have targets, and I'm going to show you guys a few things about the time cycles.
All right, fantastic. CryptoFace, Miguelito.
You're my pacemaker. I'm sorry.
Miguelito. Oh my God! Maybe I should be doing the timer. Apparently,
do it on your phone, bro. Put on vibrate. Do it on your phone. Everything that gentleman has said is totally wrong, and he should be ashamed of himself. No, it's the way I kind of look at it is more of macro with all of the markets kind of together. Netflix down 20% in one day. Facebook was down 25% in one day. And even if it comes back, things are fundamentally getting rickety. We all know that we are in a fake money house of cards. And when that house of cards is about to break, the wheels on the car start to wiggle. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I feel like there's wiggling going on.
Okay.
If it means that 2022, if we're in a bull market, if that means that we're going to go over, the previous all-time high, the 64, 69K, we'd have to be really lucky and hopefully get some injections, of more fake money and whatnot. And so, yeah, man, I don't know, man. We'll take a look at some charts and get into it, but everything goes down when everything goes down.
Okay. All right, cool. So Miguel, kick us off. Let's get into the debate. Let's get into the debate. Guys, smash the likes. Make sure you're subscribed. If you guys aren't subscribed, please do that for us. We are doing at least one debate every single week. And yeah, we're all about the education, but we love to have fun. We love to bust balls a little bit around here. So yeah, just make sure you guys subscribe. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so first question, right? First question is for you, Parabolic. What catalyst events do you see happening in 2022 for the bullish scenario?
Russia is going to go to war, with the United States, and the dollar's going to tank.
Well, that was pretty straightforward.
Well, you got 2 minutes. Just elaborate on the catalyst.
There's no elaboration, you guys. Technical analysis is just a guideline. Okay, and anybody that tells you otherwise is just kind of fooling themselves. I actually took a look at because I knew about Market Cipher, previous. I heard a lot about it. I didn't really follow up with it because I've been just doing my own analysis for a while. And the deal is that I took a look at an indicator that he was posting about, and it showed a little green dot. Now, I don't know how he correlates his algorithm, how he set up this, his indicators. I don't know, much about, why he's seeing a bearish situation. A lot of analysts will use, points of control, volume, MACD, all sorts of indicators. But I keep a very simplistic approach, and that's something I'll show you guys in the charts. When people are executing trades, and and placing stop losses. If they're ever into looking at what a time cycle looks like, a Gann forecast, targets. I like to forecast the market. I hate some of this dumb shit. Draw a line on the graph and say, well, here it's bullish, here it's bearish. It doesn't work when you're forecasting the market. And so I like to have a good idea on my trade. I don't like to draw a squiggly line on the screen and say, well, I don't know where it's going. So that could be used to your advantage or disadvantage based on whether or not you actually want to look into it and train yourself and forget about the fucking news. Sorry, won't swear too much. But the news is, you can look at a chart and believe it or the news comes later.
Oh, sorry.
That beeper. I'm done.
Time's up. Time's up.
No. You can finish. You can finish your
Yeah,
thought.
but you finish your thought.
We're
Finish your
not.
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, like anybody that looks at a chart and, they want to say, okay, well, we're heading bearish. Yeah, temporarily it looks bearish, right? And that's not really a debate. Question is, do you know if the market's going to turn around or not? And you could use indicators for sure, but that's just one thing. Being a good trader is a totally different thing, and that takes practice. And you gotta know what you're looking at, market structure wise, time wise. What does that all look like? Now this market is super volatile. You could go trade gold tomorrow and I would have a good old time because it would be a little bit too easy. But I like the volatility in Bitcoin. So another thing that I'll say is that overall, especially in the altcoins, this is a market cycle low. I'm going to show you guys what a market cycle low looks like. Sometimes it typically leads to a parabolic pump. And so I am bullish at this point, regardless of Bitcoin's price action.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Miguel, you live?
Yeah, I was checking something in the back of the stream. So yeah, same question to you, CryptoFace, right? What catalyst events do you see for the markets in 2022 that are bearish in this scenario?
All right. Well, it's with all due respect, it did kind of seem like you sort of contradicted yourself a couple times there. You kind of said that like you don't pay attention to the charts, but then you do look at the charts. You're talking about the Russia and the war news, then you say, kind of not to, but forget the news. But it's all good. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like there's always going to be world events and like war and stuff. But I don't really think that has anything to kind of like do with it. Really, it's to me, I like to follow the money. Let me share my screen here. Let me see here. All righty. Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'll pull it up.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. We good?
Yep.
All right. Cool. I'm not gonna go into a whole bunch of stuff about my indicator and whatnot, but like, for example, like these green and red waves. This is a money flow oscillator, and when it's red in the red and circle and come back up in the green, money's coming into the market. So generally you'd think the price would go up, and as of right now on the daily, money's coming back in, RSI's looking good, and so in the short term things are actually looking pretty decent. But if we like zoom out, every previous sell-off or bear trend or bear market, we've broken a squiggly trend line, come up out of it, and then still come back down even more, sometimes 2 or 3 times. So this is back in 2017. This was when we dumped from like 6K down to 3K, and yippee, we came all the way up to 14,000. Broke this was I remember, dude, on my channel we called this the dragon line. This was the dragon's belly. This was a big bang, it got knocked down, finally it was coming back up.
Hey, hold on a second. Hold on. Let me stop you, Miguel. Let's just kill the freaking thing. Everybody is hating that timer. Let's just kill it unless you want me to stop it early or something.
Yeah,
just
no,
go ahead.
if we're going too long, you just tell me.
No, yeah, we'll just holler at you.
It's your show. It's your show. You know what? Keep the beeper. Keep the beeper, bro. So anyways, my little squiggly line here shows that we're actually at a pretty important point. This thing could come up here. But when I go to when I'm tracking the money, and to me the money doesn't lie. We still got we got kind of a long way to go. And so if you're talking about price action, if the price, let's say the price comes up to 60 grand, if it comes back down again, like, is that a bear trend? You know what I'm saying? And as far as like news following charts or charts following news, I'm not like on one side or the other where like only the charts matter or only the news matters. I think they both matter. But there's been plenty of times where I've been able to, long. I'm like, damn, it's prime time for a long, and and Elon makes a tweet. You know what I mean? And the price comes up, and so there's powder kegs, there's gunpowder that can be lit, and then sometimes there's news that's so damn big that like it can't be ignored. I mean, look, when they had the little chair meeting with the guy with the money printer machine last week, like the price did react to it. It wasn't much, but it did, and so they both matter. But trend lines matter, man. Charting does matter, and everybody matters.
So okay, so Parabolic, you've got a minute to come back there. Basically, what Face is saying is that you're talking about news matters, news doesn't matter. What do you think?
Yeah, so from my perspective, to protect yourself from the news, that's what a stop loss is for. And if you're going to trade futures, you're going to risk a futures trade, because that's a lot about what people want to do. It's you could argue to say, because this asset is so speculative and it's willing to take an 80% dump in a 30-day cycle, that somehow you're gonna make big bank off that. So I try to educate people on the long-term stuff. If you want to scalp or day trade or even swing trade, things like that, there are tools to help you execute a trade. And I can't rely on the news, because if I just rely on something like that, I could throw my Bitcoin back onto the exchange and get rid of it, maybe at a loss or whatever, and try to get the bottom. But from a trading perspective, you got to know exactly what that looks like. So if you don't have a forecast, it makes it kind of redundant, and everything that you see, the candles printing based on time, is just a reflection of the market, right? You've got lagging indicators, all that kind of stuff. So when I'm trying to educate people about a trade, and you want to execute a healthy trade, you got to kind of have some idea
15
of
seconds, by the way,
what
15
a
seconds.
forecast looks like. And so, he's showing a good chart. It's a nice chart. He's got this, the spider lines. He's probably got some volume indicators on there. So it's all looking good, but what are we doing? Are we going bull or bear? What are we doing?
Okay.
Well, I mean, what do you
Face.
like when you say execute a good
Face, what are we
forecast?
doing?
What do you use? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't use squiggly lines, you don't use news, what are you using, bro, to enter your trades?
Sure. I'll show you guys a few things if you want me to share the screen.
Yeah, let's see it. Share
No, I don't want him to share the screen.
it.
All right. How do we
Sharing the
do this?
screen is not
Entire
available on
screen
Rebuttal.
window. Okay, let's see if we can do the. What are we
There we
doing
go.
here?
Got
The whole
you.
screen? Got me?
Yep. Well, we're about to pull it. There you go. There you go.
Okay, this is kind of a chart. It's a good looking chart, I think.
You got some squiggly lines there, I see.
We got lots of squiggly lines. Got some funny lines. I kind of keep things, like I'm agnostic to the market, and I try to do my best to forecast the situation. And the way that I do that is based on time. There is, some energy in the market. A lot of guys use the Fibonacci, retracement, the fib levels, but the market really doesn't look like that unless you got a really clean chart. It's really hard to determine, what does that look like. And I use specifically time in the market to kind of correlate what a turnaround point looks like. And you can use that for a 2-minute chart, an 8-minute chart, a 32-minute chart, a 128. And if you guys don't know what that is, that's just, just a reflection of how much time is in that candle. So a 32-minute chart will reflect a 32-minute candle. So now I work in quadrants. So what I can see from my previous forecasts, and some of you guys might find this cool, some of you might not. Who knows? Maybe Face will put this in his indicators or algo eventually. So here at the bottom, you can see there's a significant turning point. This is a yearly cycle, and I've got the middle of the cycle landing at my turning point 5. And when we see a significant turnaround, I like to measure and forecast based on the GAN what that looks like. And you can see the candles here on the left-hand side. I can't really show all my trade secrets here, okay? But it's something that we do teach in Parabolic Signals. Yeah. So, but you can see we hit 100% here. We hit the 1.5 perfectly. Do you know what a swing failure pattern looks like? No, I'm not going to really teach that. But what we can do is identify turning points in the market. Now, these are quadrants. Typically, you'll find that there's 3 turning points in a quadrant. Now, based on time, because I'm in the middle of my cycle here. Okay, I've got this cycle. Don't use this exact date as like this many bars or this many days as an exact measurement. That's not how you really do it. I can tell you guys more about that later, but we don't have time for that. But basically what I see is a turning point in the market. Why? Because I need my turning point to come in at some point. So, and I use previous time forecasts to try to correlate the next time period that I need in order for my turning point to come in. It's a very simplistic approach. I just use the GAN to help me see which fan line it wants to travel up, and I use quadrants of time as well as the Fibonacci tool. A lot of guys think that the Fibonacci tool lands at certain levels that are very specific, but I can show you contrary to the belief. So if I take my fib lines and say I want to measure the previous high and I go to my next turning point, what you'll find is that if as soon as I produce another GAN forecast on my turning point, you'll see that as soon as I move it over, it's hitting my forecast here. Okay, and now because I'm looking at a separate piece of time for my turning point 5, I am fully expecting based on a previous time cycle. Okay, this is 50% time that you're seeing in the middle of this cycle. It hit dead on. Okay, there's 50% time and there's 100% time. Okay, so based on these metrics, okay, and these are just mathematical probabilities. Again, it's not finite. Okay, but I fully expect that we're going to head into a bullish scenario because I need my turning point to come in. Why? Some guys will draw the line, okay, coming down and say, well, if we break this line, we're going to retest. There's no difference really in the GAN forecast. Okay, this is here what you would call the kill zone. Okay, and I'm not going to execute a long position unless it comes outside this kill zone and tests it, and I can measure it against the previous time frames. I can use the 512 chart. This is a 7-day chart I've got going on. Now we've created a software system that, we do this together. I got a business partner that I work with here. And we've kind of sussed out this market a little bit. It's not finite, but
let me interject here. Okay.
Mhm.
So, all right. So parabolic, you're going off of time zones, right? Is essentially you're looking at a lot of time. Okay. I want to actually move on to the next question as part
Sure.
of what I'm saying here. So my question is, we've got 2 people here that are masters of their craft, and they're both in technical analysis. Okay. And I want to throw a little bit of a curveball at both of you. So my first question for both of you is, so for Face, we're going to start off with you. you're using technical analysis and you're coming up with things are bearish for this year. And then and then Parabolic is coming with bullish, right? So my question is, first of all, how are we getting these two just totally different answers? And secondly, my question is, can we really use time if we have something happen outside of these technicals, right? Can we, because today isn't the same as yesterday. Yesterday isn't the same as what's going to be happening next week. So can we continue to use that as a reliable source? And why are you bullish versus why are you bearish? Thanks. Kick us off.
Actually, I dig what he's doing, because I actually here, let me share my screen again here. The measurement tool is something I rarely see other people use, and we use it all the time. Like for us, like what I do is and I think you were kind of talking about this, Chris, is like you kind of you assume it like the best you can, and it can still be adjusted. Like it's not going to be exact to the dollar every time, but like what I do, I always say we enter on the 3/4 of the wave of a money flow, because we kind of assume it's maybe going to come up something like this, right? And so if we measure that time, then I'd say, okay, well, when it's in, let's say if it's in the grim looking to sell, that'd be 36 days, and we're on the daily right here. So totally about the measurement tool and going with time. And so I'm down with that, and that's cool that he's doing that. Everyone has their little things and their own ways of doing stuff. I'm not one to put anyone down and say like my way is the only way. So highly recommend everyone use the measurement tool as much as they can. As far as like my outlook on how I think everything's gonna be bearish this year, that really leans more fundamental, bro, just because of what's going on in the world. I talk about like the rickety wheel. Now, as far as me calling the 64K top, that was technical. That was because money was decreasing RSIs, and that was based off my indicators. If we like zoom, I'll have to go to a different chart. But when I talk about I'm bearish, like for this year and next year, that's fundamental, as in like world news and currency shit and political stuff, and having like the cards fall economically. And I think when that happens, it's going to take everything down, and it will show in the charts. You know what I'm saying? And so that's does that answer your question?
Yeah, for sure. So Parabolic, talk to me about that. So
no, I appreciate that, and I'm glad that a guy has been in the industry a long time, gave that type of reflection back onto me. And it's rare for me because I'm kind of new in the space, in the sense of getting out to the social channels, teaching people about TA and what a forecast looks like. So I appreciate that. And
everybody hates
for
on
me,
each other, bro. Everyone's
that's exactly. If I hate you, bro, but at the end of the day, it's because you're bearish. No, but I love you because you're a good fucking TA guy. And the thing is that I love the fact that maybe these more technical guys can come together and just say, hey, this is what a healthy trade looks like. That's why I like him. Because I don't like to typically crap on TA unless I see something that's it's a constant failure in the market, and a lot of people then just guess. And at the end of the day, I got this guy who's created this software. He's probably putting in $1 million positions or whatever, and he's looking at my TA and saying, hey, this kind of the thumbs up a little bit. So at the end of the day, I too see a very bearish scenario for crypto, just so you guys are aware. Okay, you saw on even his chart and my chart, we do have a lower low. Okay, and we as traders are looking for trend. That's our game, right? We need to identify trend. If we can identify trend, we can make a trade for profit.
But you guys are seeing a different trend, obviously, for the year.
So that on a macro level, yeah, you could say, from my perspective, we may not reach a higher high.
I don't know about that, because like my weekly shows that, like, yeah, we have like some up move like coming. it could like get rejected. Like I don't know where it's gonna go, but I would lean. I don't think it's gonna go to the high, but I could see it going to like 49, 50
I feel like we're having a
potentially.
flipping here. We're having a
No.
flipping
No, I'm
of
not
stance.
flipping at all. No.
No.
Don't get it mixed up, bro.
I feel
Listen,
like CryptoFace is
so-
going
so-
bullish
so
and
we-
No.
is going bearish.
Don't be that-
He's saying
Don't
short
be a
term.
pencil neck, bro. Getting time frames mixed up, bro. I can say I
right.
think the
He's-
price is
that's
going
right.
to go up for a
That's
month,
right. You
and
tell
then
him,
take the
Faye.
shit when shit hits the fan at the end of the year, man.
Yeah,
This
I
is-
do also correlate it to an algorithm. Okay, and this algorithm says we got a nasty drop coming. So I want you guys. Let's just say we reach 64K. It doesn't. We're kind of like in this consolidative market. It's not really bullish or bearish. You've been listening to me tell that to you guys on TikTok. We're not bullish or bearish. And I think that that's the safe play in a debate like this, because people are going to get confused. They'll exercise a trade and then they'll be like, well, fuck, these two fucking, these analysts, these are top guys, and they're telling us it's bullshit, it's bearish, it's bullish. Which one is it? So at the end of the day, should we head to the upside? Should you learn how to make a trade, a healthy trade? And it does reach barely 64,000. If you can know your trend, I would exercise to get out of that trade and just sit on the sidelines a little bit. Sometimes being out of a trade is just as profitable. Face will tell you that. Unless you're short in the market and you're gung ho and you put in $1 million trade, yeah, you can make some big bank. But when it comes to the regular viewers that are watching a debate about whether it's bullish or bearish, most analysts will be totally agnostic to the market. They are not there, but if the sentiment is bearish, let the chart prove it. Let the chart prove it. So far,
it's been
we're
bearish.
coming
To me,
bullish.
like the answer, I mean, I know everyone was happy today. And I mean, the price has gone up like 25, 25, maybe even 30% since the 33K, but the price has been going down since November, So to me, it's like, well, we've been in a bear trend. I don't really worry myself about bear market or bull market because everyone's definition is different. You know what I'm saying? What I do know is I said 64K was the top. I said sell and may walk away, and I was right. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. Let's back up because that would have been a good play, right? But I do want to throw this back at you. We did see 69. You can't say you called the top when 64.
It's close enough, bro. Okay, it was 69 for dude. Do you want to know something? My brother pointed this out to me.
What?
There is a deep conspiracy meme with 69. The top of Bitcoin,
69, 420.
The top of Doge, 69.
Uh-oh.
What I did
love
with
this
my
shit.
girl last
I
night,
love this.
we went.
Have you
Sounds
seen
like
the
a What If
69?
Wednesday episode.
Have you seen the 69 421? 6 plus 9 is 15, plus 4 is 19, plus 2 is 21. How many Bitcoin we got, baby? 21
Actually,
million.
it's funny that he talks about these conspiracies because I do use a coin because I think some of these whales, because they can't talk to each other too much, I think that they use this is a little bit
You
out
think
there,
they
you guys.
code to
Okay,
each other through the
I
yarn?
think that they purposely pump certain coins in order to tell you exactly where they're going to stop the market. One conspiracy that I had, and
That's
I think it was
interesting.
way back in the top of this cycle, was T-Fuel and Theta. Those specific run-ups were very interesting for me to watch. T-Fuel, I think, hit exactly 64 cents. And I made TikToks about that 6 months ago, and I thought to myself, why the heck did Theta run that hard? I mean, out of all and you'd even see when Bitcoin was going completely bearish, T-Fuel was going bullish, and it was literally the only coin in the market that was going bullish, and it hit exactly 64 cents. So,
That's super.
anyways, those are
Guys,
kind of just
guys,
frigid fairy tales, but
We need that for a
those-
What If
we need to
Wednesday,
have you,
Miguel.
What If Wednesday for both of you, right? About
Yeah.
I
this
ruined AMP
conspiracy theory.
token. Remember when I murdered that shit? That shit came back one time for a little bit. It's never come back since. Stay away from that. They got no liquidity.
So let's move on to the next question here. Right? The next question is, the TA and the on-chain metrics have not been lining up this whole past year, right? We're seeing more and more fundamentals being built, yet the TA was looking very bearish and now looking bullish. What is going on? What do you guys think is more important to focus on? On-chain metrics or TA? CryptoFace, take this one first.
Well, I think a lot of people kind of know my public stance on on-chain analytics. It's always well, the whales are buying or the whales aren't selling, and they can't even track half the shit because it's in conjoined exchange wallets. On-chain metrics are the most inactionable analysis you can have.
Really?
When you listen to the top people in on-chain analysis, and maybe it's not their fault, just like the creator of Ferrari isn't the best driver of the car. Someone else might be able to use market cipher better than me, but these guys, they say the price was going to go to 200, 300, 500K. They say the price is going to go up. And when it doesn't, it goes against them. They say that's not supposed to happen. What the hell is this? And
Manipulation.
There's maybe I tell you, there's some that's good, like Whale Alert Twitter. There's some on-chain stuff that matters, like when there's a big Bitcoin movement to Coinbase. Coinbase, everyone knows, is where these guys love dumping there. That's where I like dumping. Us whales like dumping on Coinbase. And so that type of on-chain analytics is useful. But other than that, like measuring wallets and what some kid in China that used to buy drugs, now he's a multi-billionaire, is doing, you know what I'm saying? I know it's kind of a stretch, but that's out there. It's mostly it don't matter.
So you're saying that TA. So you're saying that TA, right? Looking at a chart and looking at whatever you're looking at, whether you're looking at time periods, whether you're looking at Fibonacci, whether you're looking at market size, whatever, that trumps actual on-chain data showing that
100%.
these big moves are happening.
Besides tracking if cryptos go into Coinbase to dump or some tether printing.
Okay.
I believe that's considered on-chain analysis, so I'll give them that. Everything else pretty much sucks. And you know what? It's always different. Their charts. I've really studied this. I've tried to learn from what people consider the smartest people in the space. Like I've really spent time with it one-on-one with some of these guys, and yeah, bullshit.
All right, so on-chain metrics is bullshit according to CryptoFace. Parabolic signals, take it away. What do you think? On-chain versus TA, BS or not?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with him on that one. It's utter horseshit.
So just
for the same reason.
So just straight same reason too.
I mean, he
technicals?
pretty much nailed it. I mean, say we go through a down cycle and it takes, the stocks are crashing, SP 500's controlling Bitcoin a bit. What's going to stop a whale from just throwing his Bitcoin onto the exchange and dumping? Get real.
Okay, so I got to follow up for you guys. With the TA and the on-chain metrics, right? TA is very short-term trading stuff, right? But as a fundamental long-term investment, right? Would you not say that the on-chain metrics do serve a purpose if you are a long-term investor?
No, because the long-term charts don't. They don't. There's been few times where things have lined up. I mean, I don't want to completely dumpster on it, but nah, you can. There's way more accurate, way more leading indications and things that you can measure than trying to track these wallets, which has gotten muddied up as it is. And some people, can claim that they have it like Binance. Binance holds, I don't know how much of Bitcoin, but a very large percentage, and each one's not in its own separate wallet. Things get jungled around and
Okay. Okay. So if you're saying on chain is garbage, let's change it up a little bit. What about just fundamentals, right? What about countries like El Salvador, Russia getting pro Bitcoin, right? Just strictly fundamental things happening outside of on chain data. would you say that is something to take into consideration for the long term? Yes or no? Any of you can jump in and answer this question.
Go ahead, bro.
If fundamentally, I have to remain bullish. And it has a lot to do with the powers that be coming into this space. You know, like there's this conspiracy that the dollar is going to die. I don't think it's going to die at all. And I'll tell you, the US will do anything to protect that dollar. But that doesn't mean that crypto is not going to go up. And when I say bullish in the sense that like you can't still have a major bear correction, that's also true. So you have to think about it from those perspectives. Overall, I'm bullish. Why? Because the fundamentals tell me that the big boys that are providing the liquidity want to be able to monitor your crypto. They want to be able to tax your crypto. They want to be able to tell you when you cannot spend your money and where and how. They're going to monitor your social records. They're going to monitor your health records. They're going to monitor it all on the blockchain. Mark my words, you guys. This is not being set up by the Mr. Nakamoto. Okay, that's just the if you guys are going to think that way, for sure you're going to lose that boat. Now, I've tried to focus on utility. I don't like this idea of cryptocurrency. Why? Because they can mint $1 tomorrow and call it the Fed coin. And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to trade it for your fundamental coin. Well, if they don't like Bitcoin, I'm telling you guys, they can demolish the Bitcoin before your eyes. Okay, but that doesn't mean that I'm not bullish on it.
Wait, hold on. So you think
Just hang
whoa.
on a second here. Just
Go ahead,
hang on.
go
It
ahead,
doesn't
go ahead.
mean that Bitcoin's just gonna die. Okay, they use gold. Utility gold has no utility. Okay,
Well,
it
no,
doesn't.
no, it does.
It's
in all electronic wear. It's in all electronics, computers.
Well, I could make that same
all kinds of
argument for silver.
Yeah, it does. It does have a utility. I wouldn't say it doesn't have a utility.
Silver has a
great
lot
on
more
toilet bowl
utility than
handles
gold.
because it has the antimicrobial natural technology. Gold cannot be destroyed. Gold has been around for thousands of years. Aliens enslaved us for that shit. The reason why I'll tell you, here's why I agree with him. I'll tell you where I agree with him. I'll tell you where I don't. Number one, I wish the U.S. would do anything to make sure the dollar's protected. It depends on who's running it. Right now, it sure don't seem like it. Right now, it's going to be, if anything, it's going to be, we're going to be Chinese, depending on who's running this damn country. And so they're not protecting the dollar. They devalue the shit out of it.
Not it's 96% dead, right?
They're killing us. Drumsticks, everything's gone up 40%, 200%. Damn, I forgot what I was going to say.
Did you say drumsticks? Like
drumsticks,
the ice cream?
My drumsticks.
Oh yeah, I forgot you like that.
Have decreased in size 40%. I went to the grocery store to get my caramel filled drumsticks, and I didn't get the mini size. And that's all because we're printing this damn money and all the BS. Okay. I remember what I was gonna say.
Okay.
I do agree. Where I can see where he's coming from. He sounds like a little bear actually, kind of right now. What's going on with gold and why gold is stuck at its price, even though it's constantly sold out, is because the top 3 banks control 70% of the positions, the trade positions. So there's not enough money to buy those positions. And so the price is stuck there. That could absolutely happen to crypto. Actually, if you want it to be a currency, it'd be a good thing because then you could use it as an actual currency. But if you want it to be an asset, an appreciating asset, then you wouldn't want that to happen. But governments and banks are powerful. You think your shit's protected. You think you're going to memorize a 30 word letter password, your keys. You can memorize your 30 password keys in your head, bro. Can you memorize that shit when you're in jail? What's it going to do for you? You think you can remember that shit?
But at least they can't take it away from you, right? At least they can't take it away.
I haven't talked to
this
guy.
It's on your Trezor. You lose it in the house fire.
I haven't talked to this guy much, but I like him. I don't think that this is a bear bullfight. This is just a weather.
So I've got the fix for this, by the way, Face. They just sent me one the other day. I'm spacing on the name of it, but I just got a bulletproof and fireproof basically ledger that you punch out basically the numbers that coordinate with the seed words. So bro, hail of gunfire, bro, I'm ready, baby.
You know what I'm scared of? One of my biggest fears is dropping my keys or phone down an elevator like shaft hole. Like, you know, when you walk into an elevator and there's that gap. If you drop that shit down there, let's say you're at a Vegas casino, that shit's gone, bro.
You carry your hold on a second.
So you're walking
You
your
carry
keys
your
around with
keys
your
around
keys.
with you to
That's
Vegas?
not-
But what if you're moving to a new house? You got to go to a hotel or something for a couple
Oh,
nights.
I
You
thought
drop
you
it
meant
down
your
there, it's
crypto
gone.
keys. I thought you meant your crypto keys, like you were carrying them around like your seed phrase around in your
Yeah,
freaking
sure,
pocket.
sure.
That's what I thought he meant. I was
all
like,
the
dude, you're just walking around with that in your hand. The minute you walk in the elevator, whoop.
Yeah, dude, you know, it's hard for me to trust anything. Like having that much on like a little USB drive, that I don't know, I'm
It's scary.
paranoid, bro.
It's
I'm
scary.
paranoid everywhere.
Yeah.
That's cool, bro.
Yeah. No, I'm totally with it.
That comes
I
with the
think it is
territory,
scary.
right? Becoming
So
your own bank makes you paranoid.
So let me let me ask this, okay? So we obviously see that there are actually some things that you guys agree on, obviously some things that you guys disagree on. But here's my question. We have what ultimately seems like a changing market. The markets have been changing, whether it's bearish, bullish, whatever. So, as a bull and as a bear, we'll start off with you, Parabolic, right? Are we going to experience a crypto winter / traditional bear market? Yes or no? And then I want to know why, because ultimately, I think that there could be a case made for either of these, but I really want you to tell me why. Are we going to have that traditional bear market?
Yeah, so traditional bear market, as you see in Bitcoin, no. None of these 3-year cycles I don't think are going to continue. Why? Well, right now I can see that the markets are, heavily manipulated, but there is this sentiment that you're going to buy crypto in the future. They're talking about crypto. I think there is a very big bullish scenario coming for cryptocurrencies, but not before a big uh, uh, devaluation of crypto. So my target, and I'm just going to make it plain and simple for you guys. We'll see if my forecast plays out. My target is 64,000 Bitcoin. Can it shoot up to 89 in an extended cycle? Yes, but I am going to be exiting these markets in May and June when I see this next target hit. Why? Because I don't like this downside, and I think they're going to tank these markets, and I think they're going to save the dollar. So what you guys experienced in the recent pull down is going to be a little
Blip on the
speck.
radar?
It's going to be a little blip in compared to the next pullback. So I would issue a strong level of caution come summertime. Um, that's my forecast, and that doesn't mean that we're not going to go into a very bullish scenario after that. I do not see these 3-year. I'm not going to be congruent with this 3-year bear market stuff. I believe that there's going to be a massive pullback with a V-shaped recovery that leads into a massive bull run. We have not seen a bull run in cryptos, you guys. We have not seen one, and I know everybody's going to look at me like I belong in a
You mean
a
you mean
mental
this cycle?
institution.
You
This
mean this
cycle is
cycle?
this
We have
cycle
not had a
is
bullish.
a I call this a crocodile market. Some people refer to as crab market, sideways, whatever. The crocodile will snap at you in any given moment, and I don't like it. This is not a bull scenario, guys. A bull scenario is when you see this market go from 2 to 10 trillion, and then 10 trillion to 20 trillion. And I fundamentally believe that the big powers that be will issue crypto as a way to monitor the resources of this planet, and we will have a very bullish scenario come once I see it in the charts.
So you're suggesting, just to clarify, you're suggesting that it basically sell in May and walk away, not for that purpose, but around the May timeframe, right? But are you walking away for the rest of the year? I thought you were bullish towards the end of the year as well.
The charts will tell me. So I'm going to exit this space in May, 100%.
No
I am
matter
not
where
going to
we're at.
wait. I'm not going to wait for a bullish scenario because yes, there is a cycle that points to 89,000 Bitcoin, but I'll tell you that downside can be a lot more
Pain.
agitating to go through. And
Okay.
I won't, and a lot of the other cryptos are going to also tell me whether we're going into a bear market. So I'm going to be monitoring your typical, I call them dinosaur coins, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin. They don't really tell me that much, but I'm going to be monitoring this. XRP, you know, I'm going to be monitoring the dollar. I'm going to be monitoring the Dow. I'm going to be monitoring the SP 500. So these things are going to help me correlate these markets to know whether or not I'm going to be screaming from the hilltops, listen, the bear is coming, and it's going to be ugly. They cannot prop this market up forever. They broke a 130-year cycle in the SP 500. That vertical climb is bullshit money. That's what that is.
100%. Yep.
And when that thing decides it wants to go down and they need their money, believe me, the US dollar is going to pop. It shows me in the chart that it's going to pop. So I wouldn't bet against the US dollar right now. And that means a big tank for Bitcoin. So temporarily, I am bullish. I do have a very bullish scenario here for the next 2 to 3 months. But after that, poof, I wouldn't mess with it.
I just want to say, Nick, I like that he called XRP a dinosaur coin.
Hey, listen, I don't need to hear that. I don't need to hear
saying,
that garbage.
He put it in there with Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum Classic. So I like that. That's a one for me, bro.
So CryptoFace, let me ask you the same thing. I do. So, you know, again, crypto winter, traditional bear market. If not, why? But ultimately, I see. You know, go ahead and answer the question. Then I'll
repeat the question. Repeat the question for the people.
So, are we going into a crypto winter, or going to have a crypto winter / traditional bear market? Because it seems as if cycles have been broken. Are we just a little bit off and we're going to move into a traditional bear market? Are you full on like real deal, like, hey, this is coming again and y'all need to be prepared for it? Or is it just, hey, the cycles have broken and things have changed?
Well, you know, it's been 1 year on November 5th of 2020, our community went hella long on oil, long on war stocks, beans, oil, rice, commodities. A lot of damage has been done. Well, we might not feel it yet, but we are starting to feel it with like prices going up. When my friends ask me like, oh, should I buy real estate? Try buying a car right now. The dealerships mark their prices 5-10 grand up from the sticker.
Yeah.
And so for me, what I tell my closest friends, not financial advice, and myself is I'm waiting. And you know, a broken clock's right twice a day. You can be perma bull, perma bear, and eventually, you know, both are going to be right. For the short term with Bitcoin, the daily, the weekly, yeah, shows a little price, you know, coming up here. But I'm talking about the big kahuna. And when it's the big kahuna, everything goes down. That's when you're talking about 90% pullback. You think we hit, you know, I mean, you do the math. No one's really been able to have the guts to say it, but you're going to be looking at a $6,000 Bitcoin. You understand me? If you're lucky.
What?
And there's
what?
if you're
That's
lucky.
wild. That's
if
wild.
you're lucky.
What?
And then Craig Wright's going to move it. And then it's really going to be bad. Then it's going to be dead. Those things will happen.
Dude, you don't think Craig Wright? You don't really think Craig Wright is Satoshi?
I'm throwing that in there. I'm
why
trying to get him on my channel. Let me finish.
Why are you so bullish, man? I got $1,000 Bitcoin.
You know, it's just like the internet boom. Okay, Time Warner, AOL. Don't you remember the peptide flowers? The flowers.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So you know, when the wheels fall off, they fall off. It's been 1 year.
So do you agree?
I do believe that obviously when everyone is going to be selling the dollar, absolutely that's where your money has to go. It has to go back into the dollar. And so, man, man.
Do you agree with?
I don't know when it's gonna happen, man. I wish I could say when the shit's gonna hit the fan. And I don't know, man, but sometime these next 3 years, right?
Wait, so you're not so you don't think it's gonna have a gigantic dump around parabolic same time frame, June time, or you're just saying sometime in the next 3 years it's gonna have the big kahuna will happen?
Well, I mean, I kind of see what he's talking about. Like I understand the whole the like Bitcoin kind of going up for a couple good months, and again, typically just like last year, like the early May, the first 2 weeks of May are kind of like the last easy time. It's not always like that, but it is like that a lot of times. And then it's like that ugly summer. And like I said, for the short term, I can see the price going up a little bit. But when we're talking about a year, 2, 3 years, and time goes by pretty damn quick,
So you do see an extended bear market. I guess that's really what I'm kind of getting at. Do you see an extended
yeah,
time period where we're going to
yeah.
be
When the
down and
shit hits
out?
the fan, it's going to be bad. Yeah,
It's
it's
going to
going
be
to be
bad,
worse.
and
The
it's going to
worst
stay
ever.
bad,
It'll be worse than it's ever been before.
and it's going to stay that way.
Well, it's going to probably be like that for longer than it was before.
So you think even with all these institutional players coming in, buying
What
up
institutions?
Bitcoin,
What institutional players?
we have Fidelity, we have NYDIG, we have all these big things happening. We have
They're offering it as a product. It's different to offer
Yep.
it as a product, and it's different to invest in it yourself.
So they're
These
just going to
Robinhood,
destroy
like
all
when
their
Michael
clients.
Saylor talks about Robinhood and these guys, they're offering it as a product. They'll sell you shit on a shingle if they can offer to you as a product. That don't mean that they're having it on their books, bro.
So then hold on. Let me just press on that just one step further. If Apple comes out, right, and says they've bought Bitcoin.
They already did. And that was when we were at 35,000. That was after the May when that article came out. When we went to 29,000, after we bounced off of 29,000, there was the article leak about Apple. So
that was supposedly came out that was not correct. I don't know.
That was bullshit article. Of course they're going to have PR say, oh, that they didn't say it's not correct. They said, oh, well, we can't, we're talking about it. They didn't give no answer on that, bro.
But wait, hold on. You're saying Apple bought Bitcoin, yet on their earnings report, there is no Bitcoin there. I don't think they can just
they're talking about doing the news came out that they're talking about doing crypto stuff. They're not going to buy Bitcoin. They're going to do their own crypto shit, dude. They're going to make their own Apple coin.
Okay. All right. I could get on board with that. I wanted to make because it's not on their balance. Like they would have to be out and out committing. Like I know all of these institutions.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say that they bought Bitcoin. It's on their books.
You're saying they're getting hip to crypto.
The Apple news about them fiddly farting around, tossing stuff around about crypto, that kind of came out,
So before we get to this last question, you guys have kind of touched on it already, but before we get to that, let me ask you this. Why are all of these, like Miguel said, why are all of these people, these big players getting even involved in the crypto space because they have the dinner parties, right? They have the when Miguel and I talk about something that we're going to do for our academy, for example, that happens then, right? And so I think that happens on a very large scale with a lot of these huge institutions, a lot of these big time whales, all of that stuff, right? So my question is, if crypto is about to absolutely just tank and be tanked for a long time, why would they not just freaking wait? Why?
Well, it's like there's kind of levels to it, bro. Like there's you're rich. There's like your Michael Saylors and like your super rich guys, and then there's like the real old money that controls everything and takes that risk.
Okay.
For an example, whether you believe someone like Craig Wright has access to that Bitcoin or he can get it, or the Chinese, for a real institutional player like BlackRock, Red Rock type shit, they don't take risks. They control things. And so, yeah, it's Chinese. Big crypto's Chinese.
Okay. Chris, do you have anything you want to add on top of that? I know we kind of got, sideways a little bit. You got anything else you want to add to that?
Well, I mean, well, I mean, he said control things. Well, how do you control the people that are bullish? You buy a lot of it up. But in order to buy a lot of it up, just like they bought up gold, they have to tank it. And believe me, your Michael Saylor does not run this market. Okay? These guys that run the markets are much more powerful than you can possibly imagine. They can liquidate this market. They can blink. You won't even blink. It'll be down. And yes, I do see a massive bearish scenario coming for Bitcoin. And they'll buy it all up as you're selling it to them. And that's the only bullish scenario I have. And that if they control that asset and they want to be able to make sure that whatever coins that are being made up, whether it's metaverse coins, this coin, that coin, and every other coin, you'll find that the exchanges are using the pairings to control that price. Why do we have $10,000 candles in a day? Why is that?
I mean, because it's obviously manipulated. I get that.
Okay,
It
but
ain't
for
got
the
no legs, bro. I was able to dump the price of Bitcoin 13% and then 7% later, and that was a little while ago. But right now, it ain't got no legs either way. So right now, that's why, dude. Just this past even couple weeks, even months, like, dude, I was doing much bigger trades earlier last year than I've been doing for the past 6 months, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so it's more volatile. It's not there's the foundation. The foundation is rickety. It's rickety, wicked.
All right, guys. So let's move on here to the last question, right? And I'm gonna hold you to a price point. The question is, we're gonna start off with parabolic signals. For your most bullish scenario this year, whether it's at the end of the year or somewhere in the middle of the year, whatever it is, what is your most bullish price prediction for Bitcoin cryptocurrency as a market cap in total? What is it?
The most bullish scenario I see is 89K. That's it. That's all you get. And I will
Not a
strongly
dollar more.
advise I will strongly advise people, you guys got to be very careful on this next pullback. I'm warning you. That $64,000 target in May is not to be played around with. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay? Because there is something in my charts that tell me that we are going to have a massive bearish situation, but not yet. I've been warning people, not yet. They're not going to tank these markets. They're not going to tank the SP 500. They're not going to tank the Dow. That will happen, but not yet. Why? Because Biden's in power. Okay? If something massages itself into a disaster, fine, exit your positions. Okay? But they're not going to tank these markets while he's around. Mark my words.
Well, I mean, he's going to be around for a couple years short of something.
But that's, you know what? Maybe the catalyst is that he dies. I don't know.
Or
I don't want to get in trouble
Okay?
for saying the wrong thing here on YouTube, but
Listen, I'm agnostic. I just try to look at the charts and what it's telling me, and I'm saying that I'm telling you there's a very bearish scenario for Bitcoin, and you better watch it. Okay?
So you said
it's not 10,000 Bitcoin. Let me tell you that. It's a lot worse.
you're saying 80, you said 89K Bitcoin. When?
Yes.
At what time frame you see that happening this year, or you see that happening in a couple
October,
years?
November. If there is a second wave, okay, and we stop at 30,000 again, okay, and we stop a little bit higher. Say the bottom is 40K. Okay, there is a potential that the floor lands at 40K and we bump up to 89. But stop listening to these guys that are saying 150, 200, 250,000. These are really ridiculous things.
What are you waiting for in the chart to tell you we're going to that 89K?
It won't matter. I'm going to say to you guys in May, you guys better exercise your caution. I'm just warning you. There's a very bearish scenario for Bitcoin. I'm just saying it's not yet. So in May, I would just tell everybody, please be careful. Okay. If the price lands you watch the bear situation happen. If it lands at a certain level and wants to turn around to the upside, exercise a trade. Okay, because there could be another parabolic situation. There are arguments for that, but just to be cautious and sit on the sidelines sometimes is the most bullish scenario you can have. So I would just say, come May, maybe even March. In March, you guys are going to see, depending on how high we climb here, in March, there's also a pullback. How bad that pullback is has yet to be determined. So, but for now, my target is 64,000 for May.
64,000 in May, and you said 89
Now,
in November,
yes,
October.
right,
Okay.
right. Now, be careful, you guys. That is on 100% time. Now, if we spike here vertical, get to 64K here, okay, in the next 35 to 60 days, I would make sure you're exiting those positions. Don't look for 75,000, 80,000, 90,000. Okay, I wouldn't do that. So if we spike fast and we land on 50% time, okay, and I've correlated these markets, I can see the forecast is going to play out. Be careful of that bearish scenario. So just there you go. That's my call.
So nice. I appreciate it. CryptoFace, same question, bearish scenario, right? What do you see the bearish scenario playing out to be in this year, 2022? What's the worst that can happen?
Well, there's something that's telling me, there's something in the charts that's telling me, I can just show you better than I can tell you.
With a definite price action, right?
The three amigos. I've seen you draw this.
The three amigos.
Rodriguez, the four horsemen of Bitcoin, the three amigos. You know, just the triangles. You know what I'm saying? You know, you can just say, you know, a 90% pullback to 10K or, you know, 20K or 10K if, you know, shit hits the fan. That's what I'll go with.
So what's the shit hits the fan scenario for you to see a 10 or 20K Bitcoin?
Both, either.
I'm saying, what is it?
Or 10K.
I mean,
20K. I'll tell you. I'll lay it out like this. A lot of people think, and a lot of people will, if it goes to 20K, would be buying that 20K. And you know, if it goes down to like 10, that would suck, just like the 6K to 3K. So, you know, that's what I would say, 20K or 10K, I guess.
So
and you see that happening this year, right?
This year, 2022. Stop trying to put words in my mouth, for Pete's sake.
The question is 2022 bearish price action. What do you see it at?
Yeah, 2022. Yeah, absolutely, it could get there. If this don't recover, like if it don't, you know, well, let's see here. I mean, 2022. Yeah, we got some room. Yeah.
I love how we got some room. We got some extra for a fourth amigo to come out there.
We're closer than you think, man. We already hit 29,000. You know, like we dance on that line. We tippy-toed on that line, man. It ain't far, man. It gets there fast. When it goes down fast.
So I just want to so listen, put a 1 in the chat for if you think CryptoFace took the crown tonight. Put a 2 for Parabolic, and I just want to say, Miguel, you're at a severe disadvantage because I think Face actually made Parabolic flip to a bear during the chat, right? He went from bearish.
Don't put these thoughts into the chat as you're hoping. I see the rig happening right there. Right?
Do the poll.
You're sounding like the Democrats, bro. You're sounding like the Democrats. Let them vote. Let them vote.
We literally don't have we've got to figure it out. I don't know why, but we don't have the ability to actually do
you got to go to the YouTube stream.
Yeah.
Go to the YouTube stream.
Did you do it? Did you do it, Miguel? Yeah. So Miguel's gonna pull up the stream. Is gonna put up the poll. So give us just a second there, guys. I want to throw out there. So you guys have been freaking fantastic. So thank you both for coming on. I do want to see. I am interested to see how this poll plays out. But I'm interested. I want to push one more time on something that I'm hearing here. You both seem to have, whether you know, like Parabolic is super bullish right now for the next while. Face, you're saying, hey, we could have some bull action right now, but you both see a very real possibility for some chaos, right? Is that rooted in the charts, or is that rooted in Joe Biden's freaking economy right now?
A little bit of both.
Okay. Can you expound on when I'm looking? So like when because I am not the TA master, right? Can you expound a little bit further on either one of you on how we go? How like I just feel like there's so much uncertainty right now. Even, we've got two guys that are, fantastic at their trade in TA and, disagree over the next couple months as to what's happening, right? That's fine. I get that. But what are we looking at that
Sorry to cut you
truly
off, Nick. The poll is up, guys.
poll
The
is
poll
up.
is up on the chat. So vote in right
Awesome.
now, guys.
Drop the poll, drop your vote into the chat. Number 1 for CryptoFace, number 2 for Parabolic Signals. Let's see who's
I created the poll. I created a poll, so they don't have to drop a
I'm
1 or
taking
2.
an
They
ETH.
can just vote on it.
Oh, you can just vote. I'm taking an ETH from Miguel.
I'm sharing my screen here. Are you able to see it?
Yep.
All right. So like I got Amazon right now up on the daily. One of the FANG stocks. Yeah, really it should be TFANG. It should be Tesla, Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google.
Okay.
Just on the daily, without explaining my indicator and stuff, as far as momentum, we're actually seeing this is deeper momentum to the downside. This is the thickest and deepest momentum to the downside since, wow, damn near forever. So, there's little inklings. Those stocks are what make up the market. That's why I'm so concerned when I see Facebook go 25% in one day, even if it gets bought back up, which I don't think it did. I think it came back up a little bit, right? Let's take a look. See here. Hell no, it didn't. Hell no, it didn't. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So,
the correlation there, you see a heavy correlation, and you think we're going to continue to see a heavy correlation with the stock market.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a for sure thing in the charts yet, but there's little inklings. There's inklings. And so we're going to be looking for more inklings.
Chris? Parabolic?
Sorry, cut. 30 more seconds, guys. Keep on voting. You guys got 30 more seconds to vote. Make sure you go in the poll. Vote for CryptoFace if you think he won the debate, or Parabolic Signals if you think he won the debate. It's in the chat, guys. Vote it up. You got 30 more seconds. Go ahead, Parabolic.
Yeah, you can see the bleeding. And what happens after a bleed like that? You see some type of V-shaped recovery. You guys, I'm agnostic to this market. I will short it and I will long it. And the deal is that my forecast stands. We are going to go high here, a little bit parabolic. How high has yet to be determined. I'm going to see that my cycles turn around here, and that the markets are going to move up temporarily. How temporarily, we're going to find out in May. May, I'm going to exercise a lot of caution here. So believe me, these markets will turn around to the upside. It doesn't look like it. It looks like it's just going to straight drop, but I have an argument for the upside, and I'm bullish right now. And until I say I'm bearish, it's going to be bullish. And watch the signal. Watch the signal, because it's going to show you something.
So the trading indicator is just, hey, if Parabolic says it's going up, it's going up. So that's what you guys need to be paying attention to. So listen, guys, this has been fun tonight, right? We first of all, thank you guys for coming on. For everybody in the chat, if you haven't already smashed the like, make sure you smash the like. We appreciate it. Make sure that you guys subscribe. That definitely, obviously, helps out our channel. We are trying to do more and more, and I want to throw this out to the chat. We are trying to do a debate right now at least once a week. Okay. We're trying to line up our debates a couple weeks out or whatever. So in the chat, if you guys are following us, feel free, shoot us a message, shoot us an email, drop it in the chat. If you have somebody that you want to see in a debate, we're talking to other creators. Face, I think I'm going to have you ask that the person that we were talking about in an email the other day. We're trying to reach out to other creators to get more and more into these debates, and the topics can go from anything from very broad, like tonight was, to very, very specific on things like technical analysis versus fundamentals or whatever. I'm just throwing out ideas.
Or XRP, right? Our first debate was XRP. Right?
Yeah.
We debated extra very specific project, very specific guidelines on what the debate was about. So
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, and
Dude,
thanks for
I
having
watched
us on, you guys.
watched
We
it,
didn't,
so-
we didn't mention that, but you know, we appreciate you guys having us on. Right?
No, I actually want to give you guys a second here. So, Parabolic, you kick it off. Where can people find you? We want you to have the shameless minute to plug, my brother. Thank you. This is how we thank you for coming on. Plug it, bro. What you got?
Yeah, so for the most part, I'm not big on the social media yet. Well, yet is, you know, just an, you know, short statement, because you found me on TikTok. The only reason I'm here is because of, you know, I've been blasting out videos on TikTok for the last 6 months. But yeah, you guys, eventually, I do have Parabolic Signals on YouTube, Twitter. It's all the same profile name. So eventually
Okay.
I'll be on the Instagrams and stuff like that, and you know, sharing my market insight for sure. And appreciate you guys having me on again.
Awesome. So you guys can find that, and also we put that in the description down below. CryptoFace, you got any particular places that you're looking to continue to grow exponentially? Where can they find you?
Yeah, CryptoFace, YouTube, all my social medias are in my description there. I appreciate you guys having me on, and you guys are doing a great job. And you can send my check. Are you paying me in check, or are you paying me in crypto?
We'll pay you. I'll pay you part of the ETH that Miguel's about to
Yeah!
give you.
Just kidding. They didn't pay me to be here.
Miguel, you're not gonna lose that. Don't worry, Miguel. I got your back, bro. Don't sweat it, bro. We're going bullish here. We're going bullish. Don't worry, man.
I wanted to throw something out. I wanted to throw something out before we do jump off. I was going to say, guys, down below the video, if you guys are interested in signing up for Market Cypher, you can use our code. Is that incredibly inappropriate with CryptoFace like in the chat right now?
Hell no, dude. We have single moms to Charles Schwab team. So, dude, a lot of, since everyone's like working from home, like Chucky Schwab's and Goldman Sachs guys. I talked to a couple of them. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. Obviously, Ameriprise guys, like a lot of their little trade teams are working from home, so they're able to use like Market Cypher since they're not at the company and shit. So
nice.
You know, everyone's welcome. Just, man, all I say is, like, if you're gonna be trading, whatever your main income is, get a second income going and start with that. Like, just this shit is
tough.
hard, even if you know the fucking answers. Your own make a lemonade stand. If you start a lemonade stand and have that fund your trading, if you're new, especially right now.
So guys, the votes are in, right? The votes are in. I closed out the poll. So 287 votes, which is only about a little bit more than half of the people voted on the poll. 63% of those votes went to CryptoFace, right? So hold on, don't celebrate just yet, Nick, because like I said, only about a little bit more than half voted on the poll. The other majority of people were voting in the chat. It was looking like Parabolic in the chat.
Oh,
right? It was looking like
no,
Parabolic.
it wasn't.
Don't look
Run
at
that shit back. Run it back.
Right there.
We'll get a bot.
We'll have to analyze. We'll analyze that at a later date. But you and I work together. We'll handle that off stream. We'll do some counting. Okay,
we'll do some counting. No overnight election fraud.
That's right. We're gonna do some poll or some ballot counting overnight, and maybe things will change overnight. So yeah, guys, we really do appreciate each and every one of you. If nobody's told you before today, we freaking love you. We appreciate